Welcome back, everyone. Great conference so far. Next up, we have VirExit Technologies, Inc. It trades on the OTC Pink sheets under the symbol VXIT and is a diversified company focused on innovative, effective, ethical, and safe products within the health, safety, and wellness verticals. Please welcome the marketing manager, Webb Barth. Webb, welcome. How you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you. Nice being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time. I want to give you a brief overview of some of the projects we're working on, things that are coming up, some of the pretty neat technologies we have, and it ought to be pretty interesting. Basically, VirExit it develops turnkey solutions for businesses that have customers, employees, passengers, students, parishioners, to provide them with protection and confidence against all kinds of various threats, including, of course, all the viral threats that have come and may be coming, and then physical threats from crime or weapons, etc., and then other harmful things that could happen, drug problems, illegal drugs, alcohol, that sort of thing. We do that by looking for unique technologies that we can use to solve these problems that have promising opportunities, etc. Okay. Then we develop them into a program. We develop a professionally designed program tailored to the needs of a particular industry, and they vary, as you might well expect. Some industries just have chronic and severe challenges like contagion issues, especially movie theaters and aircraft, and of course cruise ships who have had a contagion problem well before the pandemic and a concern. Then we develop a specific industry program to solve the unique problems of that industry. And we do it with a medical certification company that can not only provide certification in a program to keep the cruise ship or the movie theater healthy, but can actually put a certificate that they can promote, which is this is a safer movie theater or a safer cruise ship or whatever. There's about 9 million businesses in the United States alone that we're looking at. Some of them, and here they are below. Some of them are huge, of course, and we're developing programs for about 6 at the same time of the major markets. Some of the technologies we have are unbelievable. Now, we've had the Breathe Easy mask for a while, and we'll talk about it in a minute. And basically, this mask is, if you have to wear a mask all day long, unlike a suffocating N95, this is very comfortable and it works as well. Then we have a new product we just added, which is a device that can fit into an HVAC, a ventilation system, and can kill all the virus or bacteria in the air and on surfaces and mold and fungus. So they can do that for a cruise ship, a movie theater, a hospital, etc. The third product we've known about for a while, and we're taking it on right now. We're in negotiations right now. This is a weapons detection system that does not use radiation. It's a pretty neat feature about that. It opens up the door to schools and many other things. And then finally, we have an absolutely Star Wars, Star Trek quality technology that we are kind of the first ones to really be working with. It's a scanning system that can scan people for viruses, for cancer, for alcohol, blood alcohol content, et cetera, without touching them. That same technology can be turned into a scanner of packages, baggage, perhaps, or parcels, or even a whole pallet. We can scan them in an airport situation for explosives or weapons or illegal drugs. They contain fentanyl or crystal meth or something, or foodstuffs, which they shouldn't have because they're illegal import, or the foodstuffs have listeria or E. coli or that sort of thing. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that's a pretty exciting development. Here's kind of an overview of basically what we're going to talk about right now. First, we want to talk a little bit about our marketing approach. Then we'll have a little discussion of these individual unique technologies, and then we'll give you an overview of what were the strategies, the programs, and the markets that we're going after right now. First of all, a little marketing philosophy, perhaps. VirExit attracts new technologies, sometimes that have never been touched before, and they're all looking for marketing, sales, experience, monetization, capital, distribution. They all want that. And there's an interesting phenomenon about technology companies. I've been developing new products, new technologies, new companies my entire career, probably 50 or more, I would guess. A lot of consumer products and a lot of B2B business products. The difference between technology companies in the consumer product business, they always start with a known opportunity. They might determine that 58% of women really want a detergent or a soap that will make their hands better than they were before. And then they get technology to build a product to meet that need. Technology companies tend to go off and develop a product, and then they start looking around for a market and sales, which is kind of unusual and strange. I'm sort of used to it, but they'll hawk their lives to get it through the labs and through the FDA, and then they kind of say, okay, what do we do now? And so they look for companies like us that can take it to market and monetize that. That's an interesting situation, because the first situation they call it being sales oriented, and companies that really build to a need are marketing oriented. And there's a famous Harvard academician who wrote an article back in the 60s called Marketing Myopia. And he said that the most companies that are profitable are sales oriented. Companies that are really successful are marketing oriented. The difference is sales is getting rid of what you have, and marketing is having what you can get rid of. It's a difference in focus. So we get products that come to us. Once again, they've got a product, they've gotten it approved, and where do we go now? And how do we do it? So we offer marketing, distribution, and et cetera. And what we do with them, of course, we're looking at solutions for companies that have known problems, like health clubs and cruise ships, et cetera. And so we bundle those products that we now have exclusively, so we can offer products and solutions to businesses who want solutions. Businesses actually don't want technology. They don't want to add a new HVAC system. What they want are new customers or returning customers. And another Theodore Levitt quote, just interestingly, people don't want quarter-inch drills, they want quarter-inch holes. So we position it that way. Here's an example. I went backwards here, excuse me. Our cruise ship program, okay? We're saying the VirExit cruise ship program has exclusive technologies in a turnkey program. It's designed to increase and restore passenger bookings. Now, how do we do that? We restore confidence and peace of mind in passengers. How? We reassure them that this ship, the air in the ship on this board, on board, is safer from virus and bacteria than your own home. You're safer on board the ship. That's a pretty big switch for a cruise ship. Secondly, all the people on board this ship, their belongings, all the cargo are automatically scanned for any viruses, weapons, explosives, illegal drugs, contaminated food. It's all been scanned, anybody on that ship. And additionally, anybody on that board of the ship is automatically recognized by the database as people or passengers or crew. There's nobody on this ship that shouldn't be here about whom we know nothing. So we have 6 targeted programs we're working on right at the same time. The health club program, you can imagine the health club program. There's 37,000 health clubs. About 40%, their membership is off 30 to 40%, mostly because people are concerned they're going to go to the health club and get sick. Once again, we'll convince them you're healthier in the air inside a health club than you're on your own home, your own office. So come to the health club more often. The church and synagogue program. Churches and synagogues have a big weapons concern. You'll see in a chart coming up, there have been quite a few things. And of course, they're concerned about contagion, air quality as well. The school program, well, it's 130,000 schools. And quite frankly, thanks to Uvalde, the 9,000 schools in Texas alone are absolutely paranoid about what are we going to do to protect children. You know, weapons protection screening system is a good start. Plus, there's a drug and air quality program we can develop that the government will pay for. So that's an interesting thing. Airports, we all know the problem with airports. The TSA agents are getting thyroid cancer because of the being so close to the X-ray machine. So, and of course, it's scanning for weapons, explosives, illegal drugs, etc. The cruise ship program, we'll talk about that, but everybody knows about 40 to 50% of potential passengers are afraid to go on a cruise ship because of contagion. And that goes back way before COVID. It goes back to SARS, Legionnaire's disease, etc. Solving that problem and turning around the image of the cruise ship as a healthy place is a major thing, and we have the technology to do that. So let's go to the mask program for a minute. We've had the mask for a while, and what the mask is, it's an extremely comfortable mask. And you can wear it all day long. It's as comfortable as an N95. And if you've ever tried to wear an N95 mask for more than 3 or 4 hours, you know it's really difficult. This is one for people that wear it all the time. Well, the market has changed. It used to be 100% of the market had to have a mask. It could be a paper mask. It could be the Chicago Bears T-shirt. It didn't make any difference. Well, now we're down to the 20%-ish that have to wear a mask. Either traditionally they wear a mask, or for health reasons, 4 million nurses, 10 million hospital workers, 100,000 TSA and border agents, 2 million first responders, they need to wear a mask. And then there's segments that are concerned about contagion. It's because of their age or their work environment. 600,000, flight attendants in a cabin with strangers from all over the world all exhaling into that small cabin. 650,000 flight attendants, other workers that deal with it. That's the market for us that we're going after with a concentrated marketing campaign. And it's a market that we can dominate because we have the best product for people. If you have to wear a mask, that's it. The HVAC system is pretty incredible. It's relatively, we've been talking to them for a while. It's relatively new to us. We're in negotiations, but we've actually settled a negotiation. I'll tell you what we're doing within 1 second. Basically, this is a device that can go into an existing ventilation system on a ship, in a movie theater, whatever. It'll kill through ultra high power UV radiation. It'll kill 99% of all the viruses and the bacteria in the air and on the surfaces in that place. It makes it ultra safe. The product is so good, they've already signed contracts with the major air conditioning distributors for some of the biggest names in the world, Carrier, Lennox, Rheem, and others. So we feel pretty lucky to be early on the scene here. Basically, we're providing funds for them, and we'll receive the rights to be the exclusive marketer and sales arm for MaxClean churches and synagogues in North America, for churches and synagogues, nursing homes, and health clubs. And you can see it's general. It's about a $30 billion market opportunity. The other product I told you we were working on for a while is this radiation-free detection system. I mean, nobody wants to expose anybody to radiation of any kind, especially school children. Nobody wants to send 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old, 8-year-old kids, expose them to school to radiation 200 times a year in and out of school, okay, in and out of the door. So, and then the market we have are churches. I don't know if people realize we hear about some of them, but all the violent incidents that churches have, there's a real concern, there's a real fear, especially in inner city. And this is something that in a nice way, without radiation, in a relatively low profile way, can just make sure that people don't come to church, with weapons. We're in negotiation with them right now to be the exclusive marketer and sales arm for this only radiation-free weapon system for all churches and synagogues. It's a monster market, really. It's about a $7.5 billion potential. Our revenues from this, about 20%, but $1.5 billion opportunity for VirExit. And here's the unique advantage when you have two unique products for one market. Basically, you have one sales force for 375,000 market. We've got three firms calling on all churches and synagogues right now, and another firm that would like to. And they have 1,900 offices. They cover every zip code very well in the United States and Canada, for that matter. On top of that, one sales force, they all have the same common trade publications. They have their own organizations. They go to trade shows. We can hit two markets with two products. And what it allows us to say to a church is, look, we can make your church safer in two ways. Number one, we can make it free of virus and contagion, which ought to make people happy. Secondly, we can keep it free from weapons threats. And it's paid for by the federal government. We'll apply for the grant and get it paid for. I mean, it's a huge opportunity and quite lucrative for VirExit. This last technology is absolutely Star Wars, Star Trek, really into the next galaxy. We're the first people on the scenes. It came to us primarily because, we offer opportunities here. It's been developed for 20 years. But to make a long story short, this is a technology that can identify a particular molecule and find it again. So you can load this with pictures of 100 known viruses, and you can point it at a person without touching them and saying, this person has COVID, this person has Ebola, this person has bubonic plague, or this person has one of 100 different kinds of cancers. Additionally, we can scan their baggage and their parcels, so not just an X-ray thing. We can scan and determine, are there explosives in there? What kind? Is it plastique? Is it dynamite? Is it nitroglycerin? What weapons are in those packages? What kind of illegal drugs? Is there fentanyl or crystal meth in there? Not only is it in that truck, or is it in that pallet load, or is it in that package? Or food stuff. Should they be carrying coconuts, back to the United States or whatever else? But are there foodborne bacteria in there? Is there E. coli or Listeria, et cetera? This is an enormous product technology with probably $30 billion opportunities, all of this one technology. Right now, we're in negotiations with the company, the parent company, to become the exclusive developer of multi-billion-dollar markets and applications, beginning in North America, including, but not limited to at all, passenger scanning systems, baggage scanning systems, a blood alcohol testing device, the entire cruise ship industry, a personal identification system, a program for all airports worldwide, not only for, for all sorts of scanning and applications. This one is giant. It's probably the biggest single technology breakthrough that I've personally worked on. I've worked on a couple of doozies. There are some other monster market opportunities that have come to us. We're getting around to them, but one is the New York City subway system. It's a dicey problem. You've got about 1,700 entrances, people running to the subway, and now you want to just see if they have weapons. Our system, which is radiation-free and touchless, can handle a large volume. So it's an interesting problem. But of course, you've got transit systems all over the country. You've got BART, you've got MART, all sorts of systems. The Uber company has 2 million drivers worldwide, much to my surprise, and they're concerned about passengers in cars. Do they have weapons? Are they contagious? Do they have Ebola? That sort of thing. A large movie chain, a large restaurant chain, and Amtrak has the same kind of concerns that the aircraft do. And then there's other projects, of course. We have half a dozen other technologies we're just vetting now with some unique breakthrough type things, which will be coming up. And then there's other companies that are kind of acquisition candidates or roll-up candidates or need funding. And maybe that's because they're already in the scanning business. We can bring them better technology, et cetera. So in summary, we believe businesses always will buy, regardless of their economic condition, things that will bring them sales and revenues. And that means ways to assure customers, students, parishioners, travelers that it's safe. Secondly, there are many emerging new technologies with new products that can accomplish these in a unique way. A company like VirExit will always attract these new technologies because they see us as a way of monetizing their technology and getting them sales and distribution, which maybe they don't know how to do or they don't have the capital to do. And then finally, with research, we can develop packages that are really attractive solutions to industry by industry that really meet the needs of a hotel operator, hotel owner, or a cruise ship company. So I want to thank you for your time. We really welcome all inquiries, and thank you very much.
Great job, Webb. Okay, so we do have some questions from our audience, and I want to make sure that anyone who does have more questions regarding the securities and financials, we can direct them. You can still give them to us, but you can also direct them to Jim Katzaroff, and we'll put that email up there, jim@katzaroff.com. But let's get into some of these other questions. Has the company began its marketing plan and with national distribution and sales partners to 375 churches and synagogues, 44,000 nursing homes, and 37,000 health clubs? If not, what is the current timeline on that?
It all takes some funding. You can have the greatest mousetrap in the world in the basement in Des Moines, Iowa, but if people don't know about it, nobody's going to beat a path to Des Moines, Iowa. So it all takes a little bit of money. And we have an offering out right now that can provide all the money we need, but it's just starting right now. We've had these plans in the works, but our funding, like a lot of SEC things, was a little delayed. But we're now bringing the funding. So we're going to start them, all three, actually, at one time. We're in negotiations right now, but we'll be ready to roll as soon as we have sufficient funding to move forward.
Great. And has VirExit had sales of the MaxClean Global 756 system? If so, what do the sales look like?
No, we haven't yet. We just negotiated that arrangement 2 weeks ago. We're about to fund that arrangement, and then we can start selling right away.
Can you talk about any? Yes, sorry, go on.
That's all.
Okay, can you talk about any acquisitions in the works and what industries they're in?
Yes and no. There's some hand cleaning products that we like. They're superior than the old alcohol thing for a lot of reasons. Hand cleaning is probably gonna be around for a long time. It's gonna stick with people. We have some other people working with other consumer type products that do things better and safer in business environments and restaurants to keep them clean and keep the people clean and keep the air clean, et cetera. So I know that Jim is working on 3 right now, and we can move them faster. I mean, right now, as a marketing guy, I got all I can say grace over with these markets. But once again, they'll come up. You'll probably hear about acquisitions and business relationships once a quarter from us, at least, because we have that many, and they're good.
Well, in your latest PR on the 22nd of August, VirExit had mentioned contracts, deals for about 19,000 airports and other companion breakthrough products that the company's in discussion with. Have these deals been closed, and what's the status?
No, we have, it was actually airlines, that's what we're talking about. And you said airports. We haven't really gone after airports yet. We have a perfect strategic partner to do that has distribution in almost 90% of at least all the North American airports. That we want to get in there with the mask. And the problem with the mask was we spent a lot of time on, we just assumed, and some of the big airlines assumed, but we've been to all the major trade shows. I have a lot of experience in airline products. We assumed the airlines would either give away our mask or sell the mask to passengers as a solution, you know. But what happened is the airlines in general just thought it was sort of a hot potato. They didn't really want to get into the health business at all. They were hoping it would go away, and it basically has gone away. But that still leaves all the pilots and the flight attendants, et cetera, that have to walk around a crowded cabin all the time. And they have real concerns about it. So we have one airline, one pretty good size U.S. airline, that has given it to all their flight attendants, all 4,000 flight attendants. And they love it, and we can use that to kind of build on that. But the next step is to really market it aggressively and go to the flight attendants union in the United States and around the world. And this will be a worldwide product, because the airlines are worldwide. Every airline is. If you talk to Delta, they want to talk to you about Hong Kong and Singapore and Botswana, as well as the United States. So we can go national with the world's best masks anytime. Just kind of a marketing program funded.
Well, as tweeted by the company, when can we expect the new company website to be ready? And will it give an idea of the acquisitions the company's working on?
I hadn't. I think the new website is underway. I know it's been designed, if it's not up and running, but it will be very soon. I don't know if we will address, we will talk about acquisitions that we do, of course, and we'll do that in PR. I don't think we'll talk about those that are in the process. So once they're done and they're completed, we will put them on the website. That's a good point.
Great. And can you update us on the relationship with Fine and Lexion, if that's how you say it?
It's Fine HH. Okay.
Okay.
Fine HH is a $1 billion company in the Middle East. They're sort of the mini Procter & Gamble of the Middle East. They make most all the toilet paper, all the paper towels, all the dishwasher detergent, all the Windex type products in the Middle East. And they're about $1 billion company. We're good friends with the president of the company, who actually was the Charmin brand manager for Procter & Gamble. He's an American in a company, a Jordanian-owned company headquartered in Dubai. We're very close with them. Many of the products, they made the mask. They bought the rights to the mask. And so we built a different model for us here in the United States, the Breathe Easy mask. And so they're a vendor for us. They have other products that we'd like to bring in the United States. There are not many, and most of them bump up against Procter & Gamble right away. You know, nobody wants toilet paper from Egypt, but you know, that's the problem. But we have some products too that they can market on their side. So we're going to develop that relationship with them. But they're a great big brother for sure.
Great. Can you talk a little bit more about the MaxClean Global 756 and how financially it will benefit the company? And is there a target sales number?
I haven't done a projection of sales yet, but I will, and I'll try to get that published within the month of October. We're kind of working out their production capacity as well as our sales capacity. We have a couple of national networks. I think we're going to be inclined to roll it out on the West Coast or 3 states before we go nationwide with it. But this company, we're kind of early in the scene. This is a $100 million company in the making, though. Their product is just unbelievable. I mean, you can tell a cruise ship is 1,000 feet long. It's 3 football fields. It's got 5 decks. If you could tell people that a cruise ship has no virus, no bacteria, you'll be safer on our cruise ship than you will, back in your condo or in your local supermarket. That's a big deal, and they can do it. They have the technology to do. So there are many huge opportunities here. The church and synagogue, and health clubs and church and synagogue, it'll probably take us a couple of weeks, but certainly before the end of October, we'll have projections and we'll be able to publish them. Okay.
Great. Are you looking for sales to come in 2022? What's your projection for that?
Yeah, all these things are ready to go. MaxClean is ready to sell. The weapon scanner is ready to sell. We have markets right now that are being developed in Texas, and Texas, of course, is literally on fire right now, trying to figure out what to do to protect children's schools. And of all the harebrained things that people come up with, training teachers to carry guns and putting in SWAT teams and psychological testing of 5-year-olds to see if we should red flag them because they abuse cats or whatever. Those things right now, what we do is just keep the guns out of the school. Just put this in. It won't hurt. When they walk, everybody comes into school, you just determine whether they're carrying a weapon. And it's a simple way to go. These products are ready to sell. The scanning technology is pretty darn close, and the markets are just ginormous. And for us, they could be very fast, because if we get an exclusive for, let's say, baggage scanning, we probably won't develop a baggage scanning machine of our own. We'll probably go to the largest X-ray machine, say, build us a product for us, or we'll license it to you. And you can take your X-ray machine and turn it into a multi-scanning machine. So there's a lot of immediate opportunities for us for the scanning technology, even if we don't develop the product itself for that application.
Right. So while the stock is obviously down, does the company have any share buybacks planned?
I shouldn't address that, really.
Okay.
I'm on the other side of the house here, but we welcome it. So please send on the inquiry to Jim Katzaroff. It's Jim@Katzaroff.com. Katzaroff. He's
Perfect.
the CEO, and he's on top of the security side of it.
And are you going to be releasing news on the other acquisitions that VirExit is working on or have been completed and closed?
Absolutely. And very quickly here. Probably, 1 or 2 within the next couple of weeks, I would expect.
Any updates on the Lexington UV lighting devices that you can give us? That question just came in case it's redundant.
Yeah, no, it's not. Lexington, that you asked that before. I've forgotten it. There's not much. Hasn't been development recently that I know of. I'm not on the point on that particular thing, but looking for a product that can do a similar thing, which is make the air safe. Lexington's a UV solution. It's a terrific solution because it doesn't. It's one of the few UV lights. UV is a great killer of bacteria. The problem is you can't be in the same room at the same time. You have to turn it on at the middle of the night. You can't have people in there. The Lexington solution is working on a wavelength that basically allows you to use it all day long in a hotel lobby or a hotel room, and it's harmless to humans. So it's tremendous potential. The other one we're using is kind of in a box, and basically it cleans the air without anybody having to look at it, so to speak.
Great. Well, this has been a thrilling presentation. Thank you so much, Webb. And I know all of the other questions, they will be sent directly to Jim. So they'll all get answered.
Okay. Thanks so much. Appreciate the time.
Please join us again. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back with our last presenter.